Welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be a continuation of the loft or the C-clamp video that I did before. Let's see, I should have it here. So if you haven't watched that video of me creating this, please watch that video first, as these two parts will continue with this part to go on it, right? So hopefully you have this one already drawn, and I'll let you know that that video will be a little long one, but hopefully it's really informative to you. So we're going to be taking a look at creating these other two parts, and they're going to be extremely simple as comparison to that part. As you can see, it's just going to be a threaded rod, and the other one is just kind of a little barbell type deal. It shouldn't take us long to create those at all. Okay, so we're going to jump over to Solidworks here and get started. Okay, so before I jump over to SolidWorks, what I'm just going to do is let you know how I'm going to set this up. I'm going to actually create two files here. So we're going to create the connecting rod, then we'll connect the handle, and then what I'll do is make a video where I use these to assemble them together. Now that will not be a part of this video, so this is just a continuation of me creating the parts. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to SolidWorks. Okay, so these parts will be in inches. So let's go ahead and select the new icon here at the top. We're going to use a part. We'll go ahead and hit OK. And then here at the bottom, I'm just going to switch it over to the inches, pounds, and seconds, I believe is what it's called for. Yes. All right. So once we have that, let's go ahead and we're going to do the connecting rod one first, since that'll be the, I guess, tougher of the two. All right. I'm going to create this with the Revolve. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and start off with the Revolve command, and then I'll use it on the, let's use the front plane. I'll go ahead and freehand sketch this thing out. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and put in our center mark, or our center line. I'm just going to draw a center line circle. Man, I'm kind of throwing it off today. Center line going straight across here. Go find the midpoint on this line, select it there, hold down the shift button, and then select the one on your origin. And of course, we'll go ahead and make those two coincidence to each other. And then let's go ahead and put a dimension going right across here. So the overall length of this, I like to set up as my length of my part. So it's 8.875. All right. So now that we have our dimension on here, I'm just kind of overlooking something here. It looks a little crooked in my opinion, but let's go ahead and select it here. And then I'll go ahead and make sure that it's horizontal. Okay, that looks a lot better. All right, let's go ahead and kind of recreate the rest of this. I know that I have a line going up this direction, and I will over embellish these lines a little bit. I have one that's going this direction, comes here, goes down this direction, goes across, comes up higher, and then we'll get it to that point there, and then finish off there. Okay. Let's go ahead and straighten this one out as well. That needs to be a vertical line. All right. Let's go ahead and put the rest of our dimensions on. So let's go and do a dimension from here. And let's see, this should be 8.5. Let's escape out of here. I'm going to drag this one back. And I do know the thickness of here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. This has a thickness of 0.125. And let's see what else I do know. I know the diameter from here all the way up to here. Let's go ahead and extend this down. It has a diameter of 1. This next diameter is from here to our center. And this one has a diameter of 0.375. And then I think we have one more big diameter here. And we have a diameter here. And this is going to have a diameter of, let's call it 5/8 or 0.625 if you're kind of creating this. All right, so that's going to be everything that I need to create my revolve here. Let's go ahead and hit the finish. And then it should start the revolve command. It's asking me, yes, I want to sketch, and close it. And all it's going to do is bring these 2 points together. And it should be able to find everything. And let's go ahead and hit the check. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and rotate around, and then we'll put a sketch right here on this top face. From here, I'm just going to create a couple of rectangles. I know that I have a distance between these two. Let's call it 0.5. We also going to have a distance between here and here. And it's going to be 0.25. All right, so that made sure that that is centered. Now the rest of this is kind of, I guess, make it kind of look pretty work, for lack of a better term here. I'm just going to kind of clean this up. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and make these two collinear. I'll make these two collinear. And this is just some of my OCD as far as drafting kicking in, as I like everything to kind of be somewhat symmetrical and somewhat, I guess, perfect and fully constrained. All right, so I have that. I do need to add one more here. I need to find this midpoint and hold down the shift button and go to that origin, and then we'll go ahead and make those horizontal. And it's asking me for a couple of more dimensions here. So let's go ahead and, whatever this dimension is, I'll leave it on here. So if it's 1.8, it's going to be fine for what we need. And whatever this dimension is. Okay. And then let's go ahead and exit out of here. All right, so there's my sketch. Let's go ahead and take a look at the extended cut. So it's found both of those profiles. I'm going to change this, and I want it to go a certain distance to blind. And then we're going to send this thing down a distance of 0.5. And once I hit the check mark, it should remove that from it. And I know this computer seems to be running slow today. All right. Okay. So we do have that kind of cutout area, or this notched area. We're going to go ahead and put a hole through this. But before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and put a sketch on here. And I'll use the point command. Go ahead and place a point here. Now we know we want this point in line with here, so let's go ahead and select the origin. We'll hold down the shift button and select here. And then we're going to make them horizontal to each other. And I'll do a dimension from this face here to that point. And this goes down inward a distance of 0.25. Okay, so once I'm done with here, I'll go ahead and exit out of the sketch command. Switch over to the features tab here. Let's use the hole wizard. Now it should pick up that point, and if it doesn't, we'll go ahead and force it to pick up that point for us. And it didn't, so we'll go to position, and all I'm going to do is select that face there, and then I'm just going to go to that point. Let's go back to type. We're just going to use a regular drill hole. The size of this is 3/16. And let's see if 3/16 is one of our options, which it should be. Okay. And if it's not, no biggie, we'll just go ahead and, I think we're going to have to tell it that we're going to use a custom size. So we'll select here. We'll change our size to 0.1875. It has a drill point on it, but I'm not worried about that because we're going to send it through all here at the bottom. So that drill point is not really needed. I think everything from here is fine. Let's go ahead and hit the check on here. And we need to add a thread onto here. So underneath the hole wizard, we can use a stud wizard. And let's see, we want to have a machine thread on here. It's set to inches. Let's see if I could send it from this face. And then it's going up. I think I have the distance set here to 8. And so there's the thread. And we do have a 5/8 11 thread on here. Looks good. Let's go ahead and hit the check mark. And now this is machined. And you can see that it did automatically put kind of a chamfer at the start end. If that's something that you don't want, you can turn that option off. I think it looks cool on here. I think I'll go ahead and leave it on here for this one. Okay, so we're done with this one. I'll go ahead and save this file here. So I'm just going to hit the save button here at the top. I'm going to go ahead and locate it in here. And this is going to be that clamp that I created earlier. And this is going to be our connecting rod. Okay, so we have the clamp that I did earlier, and then here's the connecting rod. I'm just giving it a second to load up, and then we'll go ahead and make the handle. So we'll go back up to the new icon here. I'm going to select parts. We'll go ahead and hit the OK button. And once we're here, we're going to automatically know that I'm going to create a revolve here. And let's go ahead and do this on the front plane as well. Go ahead and draw a line going straight across. Let's go ahead and select that midpoint and the origin. And we should be able to make those coincidence. Next, I'll draw a circle. Go from this endpoint here as well as this endpoint. And then I'll also use the offset entity command. Let's see. Oh, looks like I forgot to change my units over. Let's go ahead and hit the change over here now. And sometimes this will cause errors, and if it does, then I will definitely come back and adjust this. Let's go ahead and edit this sketch. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our dimensions on. And let's see, this has a diameter dimension of 0.3125. And now these are going to be the exact same at both ends. So let's go ahead and make them equal to each other. And then I'm also going to offset this little line here. So let's go to offset entity. I see that I have it at inches, and I'm going to put this at 0.0625, which is going to be half of what I need that to be. Let's turn off the bidirectional. And let's send it going upward. That looks good to me. Let's go ahead and check it here. And now we're ready to start trimming some stuff off. So I'll trim here. Oh, before I do that, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I do need to extend this line. So instead of trimming, I need to extend first and extend these two lines. Okay. Now I'm ready to trim. Okay, and we have one more little piece to trim here. All right. And then let's give it a distance between here. So from this center to this center, we know that this distance is set to 3. And I think that should be about everything that we need, right? Trying to think if there anything else, because I'm kind of curious of why this is not turning. Oh, I thought I set that up, but I guess I did not. Let's see. So if I find this origin, hold down the shift button, select this line, I should have a midpoint option. Okay. All right. So from here, let's go ahead and hit the check mark here. Let's go to the Features tab. Use the Revolve command. And let's see, it should allow me to go ahead and select this sketch. Okay, and now it's asking for an axis of revolution, which is going to be here. It should be able to pick up everything else. Let's go ahead and hit the check. And this is going to be our handle that we're going to use, so I'll go ahead and save this. Okay, so now we have all 3 of our parts that we're going to need to assemble and complete our clamp. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed watching this video of me just, 2 simple parts. And a lot of times this is what you're going to see in the 3-dimensional field. Every now and then you will have to do some complicated stuff, but typically most of the things that you're going to create are going to be nice and simple. And then you're going to put them together to transform or create something a little bit more dynamic. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. As always, keep drafting, and I'll see you in the next video when I put this stuff together.